So I have some pretty chronic back pain. And at the moment I'm sort of incapacitated because I have a lot of really bad issues with my lower right side of my back. And what happened was a few nights ago, I went out to do karaoke with some friends of mine. And I was doing a little bit of dancing, having fun. And I don't know what throwing your back out feels like, but I don't know if that's a comparable thing or not. But I was in so much pain that I could barely walk, could barely stand. And I'm still, I'm a little bit better, but went to a place which is urgent care, but it's also considered the emergency room after like 9 o'clock. And I had probably one of the most awful experiences I've ever had. And it definitely one of the most awful experiences I've had at this particular place I went to. Friday, like early Saturday morning, we'll put it that way, probably about like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I have been dealing with this issue for, let's say, about 10 years. I've been having this problem where I will just randomly have an issue where I could be just bending over slightly to like wash my hands or do dishes or something, or even like pull the trash out of the trash can or something. It doesn't even matter. I don't even have to necessarily be bending over. And just like that, I'll get this like twinge in my back, and it's right in the middle of my back. I would say right above my tailbone. And it radiates to the right. And it just prevents me from standing up straight, from walking, or having not that I can't walk at all, but walking to the point where it puts me in a ton of pain, like I'm in a 10. So I went to, usually when this happens, and it's very rare. The last time this happened to me, I was looking at my chart online through the healthcare provider I go through, the network down here. And it looked like the last time I had this bad of an issue was back in like 2022. And so what normally they do for me is they give me what's called Toradol, and they give me 60 milligrams, and then I believe they give me like a steroid shot as well. And it's like an intramuscular shot they put in your muscles, in your hip. And so last night I got this really weird fucking doctor who, I swear to God, my wife was with me. It felt like I was on like the set of a satirical like doctor show. It was really strange. And it almost felt like this guy was like kind of being like condescending towards me in a way about my own pain. And I looked him up, and he's had a ton of bad reviews online. So, which I didn't know until after. So when he asked me what do they normally do, I told him, my wife both and I told him. And this guy didn't even take the time to look at my record, look at my chart. Because, I don't know if any of you have this ability where you live, but where I live, you can download an app and you get the ability to look at your actual chart as long as you're going to medical facilities or providers that are in this network of doctors and such. So you can see any procedures, things you've had done, stuff like that. So he could have easily went through my record that I also have access to and just gave me the same treatment that has actually helped me. But what did he do instead? Not that. Not even at all. And I have been trying to get an MRI done for a very long time. And what really sucks about living in America, which I think is so funny when people say it's great here, it's not great for everyone, and not all aspects of this country are great. I want to make that very clear. But what's not great is our healthcare system. It absolutely sucks here, where doctors or providers have to essentially beg an insurance company to give you what you want or what you need. We have all these machines that can actually help save lives or help diagnose problems and just get to the core. But, insurance companies, because, capitalism, which is not inherently a bad thing, but it is when it's mixed with your medical, care. And those two things I don't think should have ever been mixed together anyway, which is why I feel we have so much issues with healthcare here, because it's tied to capitalism. But anyway, when you need something done as simple as an MRI, your insurance provider makes you have to go through all these stupid things, depending on where you need the MRI at, before they want to pay to have just an MRI done. So they're making me go through physical therapy, which that's not a big deal, but my physical therapist is not going to be able to diagnose specifically what's going on with my, with my hip, with my sciatic nerve, with my spine, possibly, with my herniated disc if I have them. They're not going to be able to look at that stuff, and they're not going to be able to get me an MRI. So what I'm getting at is I hate our healthcare system here, especially when you have a doctor like that guy last night or a few nights ago who wouldn't even take the time to give me the proper treatment that I needed, that they've always done for me, and he wouldn't do anything about it. And by the way, since it's like a urgent care /ER that is ER after 9 o'clock, he was the only doctor on call that was there. But what I'm saying is that I hate the healthcare system here. It's a joke. My general practitioner should be able to just order me an MRI without needing to go through 47 other hoops and anything else. And this isn't the only thing I've had to deal with. I've had to deal with other things. My wife especially has had to go through a ton of hoops just to get to things that she needs. And I don't understand the gatekeeping we do here in America for things. Like, why do we gatekeep who has access to healthcare? Why do we gatekeep how we access healthcare? You know why? It's because of money. That's why. It's pathetic that we have to soak as much as we can out of people here to get as much money as we can out of them, instead of just letting them get the treatment they need right away. And doctors go to school for all these years just to have to go and practically sometimes beg an insurance company to be able to treat you. It's almost as if your insurance company is really your doctor and not your doctor, which is how it feels like 90% of the time. And we statistically do have some of the worst medical statistics here, like in the entire world. There are some Eastern European and Northern European countries, like Denmark, that do this way better than we do here. Now, I get that, it's not the same population and such, but that's no excuse. We're supposed to be America. We're supposed to be the, quote, greatest country in the world, and we're not at all. So I just wanted to rant, and I know that I don't even need to ask this, but I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who completely and totally empathize, and that's why there's so many of you out there who I will never understand why you would want to gatekeep people from having access to healthcare and being able to get it easily without it being gatekept by finances, which is the absolute stupidest thing ever. Why some of you would vote for people who don't want everyone to be able to easily have access to healthcare when they need it and get treated like they should without having to jump through all these hoops. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to vent about, and hopefully I'll be feeling better. But yeah, thanks for watching.